Okay, we are talking about moon phases. As you know, we started yesterday. Okay. Today, the objective is to get one, the correct order, and two, the view from space. So we want to get the view from Earth and the view from space. We're not going to worry about names or anything just yet. We're going to just worry about what is the order that it goes in and what's happening in space to cause that. Okay. The moon has been a subject of study for thousands and thousands of years, really since recorded history. But as recently as April 25th, 2025, that's this year, that was this weekend, this was the moon in the sky, and this was Venus and Saturn. They made a big deal about it because the way they were lined up, it kind of looked like a smiley face. I went out and tried to look at it. It was early in the morning. I couldn't see it because there were too many clouds. I think a lot of people couldn't because there were too many clouds. But observing the moon and the way it aligns with other things in space has been a topic of conversation and observation for years. Tens of thousands of years. Okay, here's some cave art from 32,000 BC in Central Europe. This is the artifact that was found. Okay, this is a sketch of what was found. Looks very similar to some of the drawings some of you might have been doing about the moon, right? And that's what it's believed to be. This kind of pattern is really interesting. We will see a similar pattern like that later. That's a clue for something coming later, much later. But humans have been studying the moon and really using it to create a calendar from tens of thousands of years ago. Here's 8,000 BCE. Yes, this one should have also been BCE. A calendar used based on the moon phases. And Mayans, this is 1200 CE, okay, Common Era. Okay, they were also doing it. Remember the Mayan moon goddess? They had their whole calendar, which this whole elaborate thing comes out to 260 days, different from our 365. But lots of people have been using the phases of the moon to create calendars and time to mark the passage of time and lots of other important events. Ever since humans have been doing that. So now you're going to get a chance to do it. But we're not going to spend years and years watching the moon over the course of the months go by and see how it changes. We're going to use a computer simulation because that will save us some time. Okay. Before you go to the computer simulation, you're going to go up to the front table and get a card sort. There are moon phases card sorts without any names. We're not worrying about names in this lesson, 16.1. We're just worrying about the position, like what we see on Earth, and what's happening in space. Okay, that's what we're going to do. So before you do the computer simulation, get a card sort and see if you can put them in order. There are more than four. This is just an example. And then record your pre-learning, your initial ideas, right? Keep cards in order. You can take a picture, lightly sketch it in your notebook. You're going to be adding to your notebook at the end. Just keep track of what you thought the order was. And then you're going to go to this lunar phase simulator. Okay. In the tasks, this is the link. But this is it. Okay. And I kind of like to show all these marks. Whoops, I'm going in. Sorry. Okay. I kind of like to show all these things. If I hit that and then hit play, go and pause it up here. you can see I get the time tick marks, so I get these. I get the lunar landmark. If I go, you can kind of see where the person is and whether they can see the moon or not, right? And I get a moon rise and set line, right? When the moon rises, when the moon sets. We're going to come back to different simulations like this. You can also use gizmos. But this one you can do pretty by the hour, by the day. Notice, it's just the rise set line that's moving by the day. Okay. There's lots of information here. I just want you to pay attention to what the person can see. So they have to be in the view of the moon, right? Is that always nighttime? Like, can they see it now? See how the moon's set for them? They can't see it if they're on this side of the line. Okay? So you're paying attention to where the moon is. And then this is the view from Earth. This is the view from space. Okay? That's this. You don't have to show these. You can take them off. You take them off and then press play. You'll see them without. Okay, you can play around with that. See whether you want to just have it go and watch it, or you want to go ahead by an hour, go ahead by a day, back by a day. Okay, this is what you're going to be doing for there. Okay. Next, as you do that, you're going to be filling out the slides and tasks. Okay. Saying when we see this, when we see no moon, describe it and model it. There are things to drag and drop. And here's the big idea. At the end, you should be able to answer these questions. As the moon moves towards the sun, this way, towards the sun, we are able to see what? You're going to be thinking about the view from Earth, okay? What can we see as in space it's moving toward the sun? And the illuminated white part is on the, again, from Earth. As the moon moves away from the sun, we are able to see, again, looking at the Earth side, the illuminated white part is on the, when the moon is between the sun and the Earth, we see what part of the illuminated part? When the Earth is between the sun and the moon, we see. Those are the four things that when you're done doing all these observations, you should be able to fill in those blanks for those sentence frames. Then you're going to revisit the card sort. Okay, get a copy of these cards again, resort the cards based on what you learned, and copy the information in the notebook. Always a good idea to check with somebody else. If you want these cutouts for your notebook, because you don't want to draw it, that's fine. You can come get some of these from the front table. Okay, that's it. Good luck. Have fun.